Sitting splayed out on a battered sofa, the leather stuck to my bare thighs. The torn cream curtains floated in the tiny breeze that seeped through the smashed window. My hair sat in a dark, messy bundle at the crown of my head, refusing to cooperate with the humidity. I stood up, my sticky thighs ripping away from the material with a painful movement. Disregarding it, I forced my brain to focus. I know what you're thinking about. A statement floated from the direction of the peeling door. I looked to the grey ceiling and let out an exasperated sigh. And you know I don't care. The tread of heavy yet anxious feet sounded, the speaker moving closer. I felt the skin around my mouth tighten as I fought the urge to remark about his loss of agility. Glaring back from the ceiling, I acknowledged the boy in front of me. His dark brown hair stood up at an odd angle, obviously being tousled by its fretful owner. Deep brown eyes were set back in their sockets due to fatigue, but were once wide and alert. His shoulders hunched awkwardly out of stress, the man seemed bizarrely timid in the discarded house. He watched me look over his tired figure, and grimaced sympathetically. "You're not looking too good either," he commented gingerly. Taken aback, I looked down at myself and frowned, because he was right. I lost a considerable amount of weight, the growling of my stomach dulling my senses, belt drooping loosely around my waist. My left eyelid was bruised from the bone to my tear duct, ugly blue skin aching. Dizziness hit me. The amount of exercise I'd endured swamped me and my knees buckled. Grabbing a hold of the glazed cream side table, empty glasses forgotten on it, I fought the urge to black out onto the wooden floor, covered by disrupted dust. "Careful, I got you." I felt an arm catch around my waist as I was hauled upright. I knew it was him, and an impulse to push him away flashed through me, but having him comfort me was vaguely inspiriting. I let him guide me gently back to the bedraggled sofa. He set me down after half dragging me across the floorboards, and I instinctively curled up into a tight ball. Opening one eye, I watched as he sat with his back against the sofa. He began rubbing his forehead roughly, and I extended an arm to put his fingers at rest. He flinched and looked around. The tight skin around his nose curved out into low cheekbones and full lips that were chapped from dehydration. Sighing with short-lived relief, my eyes finally fully relaxed. I woke to darkness, slithers of early dawn visible between the buildings outside. My mouth felt dry as I stretched my jaw, the feeling of dehydration like fluff on my tongue. The heat hadn't passed, my sweat sticking my hair to my skin. I pulled my legs from underneath me, skin prickling as I realised I was alone. The wood beneath my feet creaked as I stood up, dust puffing as air passed between the floorboards. My heels clunked uncomfortably loudly underfoot as I paced across the room towards a door. It was the first time I'd looked at the flat properly. It was lit by a dim, battered floor lamp, casting shadows across the ageing walls. The space was so small I was unsure as to whether it could be called a room. Greying wallpaper peeling as if it was as uncomfortable in the flat as I was. Dust lay on every surface, and dead insects scattered the window ledge. It was clear the room had been abandoned long before we had fallen through the door, but I still felt like an intruder, unwanted and prying. After years of avoiding the eyes from the above, my mind couldn't shake the panic that rose within me when I realised that now I was ultimately on the run. In a world where women weren't meant to run, it should have been liberating, in a rebellious, revolutionary sort of way.